Hi everyone, it's Christy from Green Eyed Tarot, and today I'm here to film a walkthrough of the Cottage Witch Oracle, which is by Christa from Crochet Witch Tarot. Her shop on Etsy is called Crochet Witch Wares, but she's the creator of this wonderful, cozy little deck, and I'm so excited to just take a little walkthrough of it. It's sort of the perfect day for a little cozy vibes. It's a little rainy here today, so it's a perfect day to be indoors and just sort of kind of be spending quiet time. So yeah, and for a little bit of an extra add-on, you could add this this adorable little bag, which she creates. She makes wonderful tarot bags. I have a bag from my Oak, Ash, and Thorn from her shop. But this is just a beautiful little bag that came with it as an add-on if you wanted. When she did the pre-orders, they have these cute little acorn charms on them, but they're just wonderfully made. They're really substantial, and just a beautiful touch for this wonderful little Cottage Witch Oracle deck. So there is no physical guidebook, but you can scan this QR code for the guidebook. And here is her business card, Crochet Witch Wares. She's on Instagram. She has a YouTube channel where she talks about tarot and lots of other things. She's just a wonderful soul, and you should definitely check out her offerings on Etsy. And definitely check out this deck. I believe it's going to be available now that all the pre-orders are filled, but I'm not entirely sure, but you can definitely check out her Instagram and her Etsy shop for that info. But here are the backs, cute little mushrooms and some like greenery. They're a dark sort of forest green. They are a linen finish, which is really nice, like really easy to shuffle. But as soon as I saw this go up and kind of was following her journey with creating this deck, I knew this like spoke directly to my heart. As someone who sort of identifies as a Hearthwitch, you know, Cottage Witch sort of falls right in line with that, sort of, you know, just that spiritual practice and that mentality. So yeah, so I definitely consider myself a Hearthwitch, and definitely can identify with the Cottage Witch archetype, if you will. So yeah, so this is just a really cute and cozy and fun deck, and like I said, it's linen cardstock, really nice, like really easy to shuffle. But there's lots of herbs and animals, and just as if you thought of a cottage with a little witch living inside of it, and just sort of like that lifestyle of living in the woods as a cottage witch. And the keywords are really great. I feel like you can definitely access the guidebook, and the guidebook has some great insights, but I feel like you could definitely use this just very intuitively along with tarot as just a standalone. I just love it. It's just one of those really comforting, just really relatable decks for me. So we have Bat, Awareness, Bear, one of my favorite animals, and an animal that I identify with greatly. I actually have my little mini Yule altar set up over here, and I have this little bear, this little crystal sort of carved bear, stone carved bear. I absolutely love him. So I have him set up on my mini Yule altar. So bear is one of those archetypes and one of those animal spirit guides that I identify with. And what a great keyword for the winter as we're going into these darker months. Hibernate is a wonderful keyword. Bee, teamwork, that's perfect. All those little worker bees doing what they need to do for the earth. Blue jay, mimic. And I just love how the artwork is so simple, but it's really impactful. I really kind of connect with it. I love sort of the font, you know, the writing that looks like handwriting. It really just looks like someone sort of made this for themselves, which I believe is kind of what Christa did, is sort of just make this for herself and, you know, to put it out into the world. But I just love like sort of the handwriting, and it's sort of like antique looking. It definitely looks like something you could have just made for yourself. You know, something that was very hand done, which I love. I love that aesthetic and the feel. So butterfly, transform, candle, ritual. I love this sort of this hurricane lamp with the candle in it. I love candles. I love candlesticks. I have all sorts of interesting candlesticks that I find at little like vintage stores, like thrift stores. So I have all sorts of candlesticks sort of all over my house. I love candles. So this is another one that sort of really reminds me of that cozy cottage, you know, Hearthwitch feel. So I love that it was included in this way. Cardinal, memories, cedar, ancestor. I love cedar. I actually have cedar on my actual working altar and my little mini altar that I have set up here on my desk. I love the smell of cedar. I love the winter in general. I have one of those winter souls, so I do love sort of pine trees and cedar trees, but I love that the keyword is ancestor, which I find I do sort of connect with ancestors the most, usually around the winter time. Chipmunk, startle. I like that, sort of the idea of maybe being startled into action, maybe sort of like prompted into action, maybe that keyword. Cinnamon, comfort. Another thing, I have cinnamon sticks on my Yule altar here. That's one of those that I work with cinnamon a lot. I feel like it has so many like multiple uses, but especially around this time of year. Clover, luck, coffee. I love that this is included because coffee is one of those rituals for me. Like, I was watching a YouTube video earlier, I believe it was Candy, Soul, and Soil, and she was talking about imposter syndrome and her sort of her witchcraft practice and just kind of thinking about her practice in general. And I just find that everyday rituals like coffee, like making your coffee, can be such a magical experience. So I love that this is included. I love the keyword is begin because I think of coffee as sort of a ritual. On the weekends especially, sometimes I have a cup, an afternoon cup, and that sort of becomes a ritual, that quiet time. And I could see myself now making a cup and sort of being with this deck as just one of those kind of cozy quiet times. Cottage, sanctuary. So I love this. I just love the image of it. It's just sort of very vintage. And again, the handwritten titles and the font, you know, really kind of add to that. Crow, message, fairy, exploration. I sort of love the depiction of sort of more of that Victorian fairy style. Familiar, bond, such a cute kitty. And Christa, the creator of this deck, does have this adorable kitty named Stevie, who sometimes shows up in her videos, and just an adorable cat. So I love that the familiar is a cat. I bet that, I'm sort of sure that resonates with her, you know, just because she has a kitty. And then we also have familiar dog for all the dog lovers out there. So whether you're a cat parent or a dog parent or both, you kind of have a choice of what you would like. Here we have this cute little pug as the familiar. Fox. I love the keyword solution. You know, foxes are wily and sort of cunning and sort of very wise, very smart animals. So I love solution for the keyword. Grackle, community. Groundhog, destruction. Interesting keyword for groundhog, but I definitely see the connection. Hawk, assertion. I love hawks. Holly, repel. That's a great keyword because holly is poisonous. The berries are pretty poisonous. Most holly plants and those plants of those varieties are poisonous, oddly enough. But I love it for this time of year. I definitely see myself working with this through the winter. Junco, move on. Another bird. Up, kitchen, alchemy. So I love this, you know, inclusion in here. Again, that very Hearthwitch vibes that I get from this, but I love sort of that it's like a vintage image. Lavender, friendship. Lily, toxic. So it definitely has depth. I mean, some of these keywords are not exactly all positive and light, you know, it definitely has depth to it. While it can feel very cozy, like to me, it feels very cozy and comforting. It's also got some depth and you know, definitely has some sort of shadow, you know, keywords as well. Words that will challenge you, you know, in a very challenging way. Milkweed, mint, abundance, moon. Love this. I love this image. Cycles, moth. I like that a butterfly and moth are both included. I like that there's two separate cards. Mouse, intrusion. I sort of love this, and I love the word intrusion. I was talking to my partner because we actually had a little intrusion of our own in our house a couple of weeks ago. We managed to catch a little friend who we thought might have been visiting us every night. We weren't sure, but we had our confirmation when we caught him. We used the humane traps. I'm not, you know, I definitely do not support killing animals, even if they're animals that you don't want in your house. So we caught him, and he was trying to get his little peanut butter. We got him in the trap, and then my partner walked him 4 blocks away and let him loose and told him to have a nice life and enjoy himself, but to please, you know, try to stay out of our house. So I like that. Intrusion. Mushroom. Decay. Oak. Stability. That's a great keyword. I love this. Oats soothe, sort of like that soothing oat bath, but I drink oat milk in my coffee, so this has sort of like that connotation too. I always find oats, like oatmeal, like homemade oatmeal with cinnamon and apples, to be completely soothing. So I definitely see, you know, I can see this as being soothed. I see it more of in a, not so much an oatmeal bath, but more of a sort of a warm, comforting bowl of oatmeal as being soothing, or a hot cup of coffee with my nice creamy oat milk that I like to have. So opossum, perspective, owl, of course, wisdom, pine. I love pine trees. Preservation. Pines are so hardy. They can last. I actually took a cutting from a pine tree from a bed and breakfast we visited that had a tree farm on the property. I took a pine cutting and I managed to keep it alive for 5 months, almost 6 months. So yeah, so they're very hardy. Poison ivy, discomfort. There's sort of a challenging keyword. Pumpkin, flourish. I love that it's not your traditional orange pumpkin, but sort of a dark black, sort of purple pumpkin, so a different variety of pumpkin. Rabbit, creativity, robin, emerge, raccoon, deceit. I like that. Again, like I said, not all like light and fluffy, definitely not. Rosemary, stimulate. I love rosemary. I use rosemary so much, like in all of my sort of magical workings and just in cooking. I just recently stuffed my turkey with lots of rosemary and different herbs, but I love fresh rosemary. Skunk, boundaries. That's right. You better give that skunk some space. Snow, purify. Squirrel, resourceful. Those resourceful little squirrels. Saving up for the winter. Stag, I love the stag. Pathway. Time, magic. That's another one that I love to use in cooking and in spell work. Titmouse, forage. I love all the birds in this. Toad, shelter. Turtle, moderation. Love that keyword. Witch. I love this witch. Such a vintage looking little witch. Power. And woodpecker. Persistence. So yeah, so just a really, really lovely, lovely deck. Very comforting. I'm so happy I got this. Like as soon as I saw it go up for pre-order, I jumped on it because I knew it would be something that I would connect with just because of my own spiritual practice and just the things that I love. And so yeah, so definitely like jumped on this right away. So not really sure how I'm gonna pair this one yet, but I immediately thought of one deck as soon as I got this in. I definitely thought of one deck immediately that I knew that I was going to pair with this, and that is the Green Witch Tarot. I feel like they will go really well together, so I'm like looking forward to using these two together. I'm kind of looking forward to discovering other decks that I could possibly use with this, but definitely think this one's going to be a good pairing. Just aesthetically and just sort of the themes of the deck, I feel like kind of look really nice next to each other. Like I said, aesthetics is always sort of a part of it, but sometimes decks work together that don't have the same aesthetics. And I feel like I'm definitely going to do a video of like deck pairings. I know there was a hashtag going around about deck pairings recently, but I feel like these definitely sort of will work really well together. They sort of have the same sort of vibe to me. The Green Witch being sort of a very comforting deck as well. And just, you know, one of those sort of like tried and true decks that I've had for a while, and one that resonates with me just on a spiritual like level, definitely. So, but I definitely can see these two kind of working together side by side. Like I said, the energy, something about the energy, like this King of Swords and like the plants here, this sort of like, I don't know, like I said, aesthetically, I definitely see them working together. Here we have the Two of Swords, Stag, Pathway. Like, I feel like they definitely work together, you know, this vibe. And I tend to use this deck. The Green Witch Tarot is a deck that I pull out in the winter. So I have it out. Look at this. This goes, look at that together. The Five of Pentacles and Snow. Like, look at that. Aesthetically, that's definitely matching up. But I just feel like, yeah, they definitely will work well together. So I look forward to pairing them. Like I said, Green Witch is one that I use a lot during the winter months. So I pulled it out because I'm going to be using that now. The month of December, usually through January, I tend to use this deck. So that's why this one has been come out. And like I said, I really look forward to using these together because I feel like they work really well together. They have the same kind of energy. I can definitely see, you know, the same kind of energy in these decks. So I'm really looking forward to this pairing. And I'm so happy that I jumped on this deck when I did, because Cottage Witch is like right up my alley. It's just perfect for me, and like I said, my spirituality. So I'm really, really happy to have it. It's a wonderful deck. It was a wonderful purchasing experience. It was really super easy. It came actually really quick, I think. I feel like no time at all. Christa's a lovely soul. Please definitely check out her channel. I will definitely link all of her social media. I will definitely link in the description box because she's just a lovely soul. She has a lovely channel, very comforting, and she dives, you know, deep into tarot, which is nice. So yeah, so definitely check it out. If she's going to have the deck available, like I said, I'm not sure. I believe so. So definitely look into this if you, if this is something that you think that you would like. It's a lovely deck, the Cottage Witch Oracle. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and a like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.